Hello, and welcome back to another episode of not just microdosing with my mom today, but today we are going to be recapping the Mountain Medicine Retreat, and I'll be doing it with my mom because she was an integral part of making that experience happen. Just last weekend, we brought out a group of 8 individuals who were ready to radically transform their lives and step in to a more authentic version of themselves. And so we'll get more into that in a moment, but I think what's really important before we get into recapping what happened at the Mountain Medicine Retreat and what were the outcomes that came out on the other side and the transformations, but it all actually started with the week before. My mom came out to Sun Valley, which is where the retreat was, a week before, and she actually sat in ceremony with the medicine herself. So went from microdosing into a much bigger journey, to say the least. And my wife and I actually held space for her. And so I'd love to just hear a little bit from you on how powerful that experience was and how that also allowed you to really show up for the people who attended the retreat the next week.
Yeah, because I'm 1 year in.
Yeah.
You know, last June was the beginning of my first protocol. Did another one late fall, and then have had obviously integration throughout the whole year. Started doing support work with you for your clients November-ish. A little bit deeper role starting, right after Christmas. So I've been doing all of that, and we knew going into the retreat, and my role going into the retreat was really about hospitality. Making sure people felt really welcomed when they arrived, the food, the little bit of snacks. That was kind of going to be my role with when we were in the house. And Allie had said, they're all going to be one of the parts of the retreat. And it's just one part of the retreat is sitting in ceremony. And you should look at doing that before you come, Mom. Think about it. And I was like, oh, I didn't even think about that. But yeah, I think I'm ready. I definitely would love, I've done a ton of work this last year. I've had a lot of changes, just personally, emotionally, from just microdosing. And I thought, I'm definitely ready for sitting in ceremony. So it was amazing to be able to do that on Sunday prior to everybody coming. And I didn't realize to the degree it would be nice for me to be able to just, a lot of people coming in, they don't know what to expect. And for me to be able to say, I just did this. And here's a couple of the things that really kind of stood out for me. I think really helped settle people a little bit if they were a little nervous.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what to expect for your first time. So no, I think being able to do it prior to the retreat was definitely huge.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it was so integral to have you there as kind of this middle person of like, you're here helping hold the space through the logistics and the hospitality, but then had just been on the mat the week prior. And so with that said, we knew from not just your experience, but from this past year of stepping into that deeper level of holding space, my wife and I together, and so holding space one-on-one, we knew this retreat was going to be a really powerful experience. As many of you know, the transformations that can come from deepening your relationship with the medicine. There's massive levels of healing from trauma. There's transformations into stepping a more authentic version of yourself and everything beyond and in between that we knew were possible. We knew it was possible, but this was a 3.5-day experience that wasn't just one ceremony, but it was we had so many different components that made up the Mountain Medicine Retreat. We had the medicine of the mountains, right? Getting out in the mountains, connecting with nature, giving back to Grandmother Earth, understanding Grandmother Earth. We had yoga, we had sound healing, we had other ceremonies like using the medicine of cacao. We had forgiveness ceremonies.
Breath work.
We had conscious breath work. We had so many. We had
even a ceremony kind of around the nutrition that one afternoon.
Yeah, we focused on how to elevate consciousness through how we nourish our body and how food truly is medicine. So we had all these really powerful components that we knew in their own were transformational, but when we brought them together,
magic.
Yeah, that's I think one word we could describe as magic. It brought something else to life that I don't think any of us could have ever expected. And so there were 3 things that we really wanted to highlight that were unfolded in a form that was beyond our wildest imaginations. And that first area being community. the way the community, we had 8 attendees and we had 4 facilitators, and the way that the community came together to support and hold one another.
And a wide range of ages.
Yeah.
Nobody knew each other. I mean, I think
Yeah.
that was the crazy
Yeah.
part. Right? Nobody knew each other.
Yeah.
And these are people who left literally like their family.
Yep. Literally family. Exactly. In such a short period of time. And so that was something that I didn't realize was going to be as strong as I knew community was going to play a role, but I didn't know to that level. So for those who came in feeling like they felt alone, they needed support, not just by facilitators, but by their community members in and outside of their actual place of where they live, they received that tenfold. And that was one really pleasant surprise.
Feeling alone was definitely a common denominator. Even that came up even in my ceremony, was just, I feel so alone so much, which is crazy because I have family, I have a great circle of friends. Why do I feel so alone sometimes? Mm-hmm. So it was really amazing to hear that resonate with so many people, that was a big thing for them.
Yeah.
And to leave an event like this to where they came in as strangers and they literally are leaving not alone.
Not alone. Held.
So held.
Held by every single other person that showed up to that and made that event what it was. The second thing that was really a pleasant surprise of, we knew the medicine ceremony was going to be transformational. Yeah. We've seen that happen. Most people have heard about how powerful that experience can be, but we didn't realize was how all the other components were going to be equally, if not more.
Yeah. The forgiveness ceremony was huge.
The forgiveness ceremony, the harvest after each ceremony, where we came together and talked about what are we harvesting, the food, the conscious food education on how do we nourish our bodies. We had one meal where we literally ate it in silence, and there were people that came back from that meal saying, that just completely changed my whole relationship with food.
No one thought I could do it. I did. I did.
She did. To all of your surprise, she could not talk for 30 minutes.
There was also lots of laughter. I think when you come into something like this, you're doing some work, right? Mm-hmm. And you're going in, and there's going to be emotions. But I don't think people anticipated the laughter.
Oh, so much laughter, so much play. Both the evenings were so much fun, where we were out by the fire, we were dancing, we were laughing, we were playing music, and
the ukulele was there.
The ukulele, we had drums, all the things, and none of us are necessarily talented musicians.
Oh, evidently you are, though.
But we came together and we just played, and we just got to be our most freest, authentic selves and be seen in that place, with laughter, with humor, with health, with happiness, with harmony, with
no voices in your head telling you you're not enough.
No, you are worthy of all that it is that you desire. Yeah. And so that was really prominent. The third component that I think was really important to call out, which are you remembering what it is? Because I'm blanking right now. I'm like, we came up with 3. Oh, we got it. Is we also anticipated a healing experience in one way or another, whether it was what they expected or not, for each person that attended.
We knew they would be transformed coming in.
We knew. Yeah, we felt that in one way or another. But what we didn't realize was, as space holders and holding space for that group, how that would just absolutely transform us. Yeah. I really feel like the one that got the healing out of that weekend.
I mean, it's really amazing. You don't realize it. Everybody always talks about giving back and being there for people and praying for your friends and the people that you love and doing all of that. And having just gone through a really emotional thing, I'm like, I've already been impacted because I did mine. And now I'm here to give back and serve and be house mom and do all the things. And the amount of tears I shed for them, and the amount of time that I sat there on that last morning going, I am not the same. I am not the same. And I already felt that 5 days earlier. How could I have changed that much more? And it's because it wasn't about me. It was about being there when they needed a hand. Mm-hmm. And it really, you're really cold if you're not transformed in that. And and that was actually a part of my ceremony, was allowing my heart to open up and really feeling at the end of that retreat that just they have imprinted on us. They are forever family to us. And I can't wait to continue to walk through the integration, because there's weeks of you still working with everybody after a retreat and them being there for each other. It was mind-blowing on how it changed us.
Yeah.
And Shai would say the same, because Ali's wife was there as well. And all three of us just sat there. We drove 12 hours the next day home, from Boise to Prescott, writing down, all right, what went well? What could we tweak? All the things. Like, we really broke it down. But again and again, all three of us just said, we're never the same. We will never be the same.
You can't. You, one way or the other, no matter what side of that experience you're on, you will not leave it the same person that you came in. It's just truly impossible when you get into that kind of container. And we did have a tight-knit group. We very intentionally keep the group size small, like 7 to 10 people, because each person got to connect with every other single person there. Facilitator or attendee, every person had their own individual relationship with one another, and that was also so powerful to experience and to be a witness. And back to your point, how just stepping into service, and just one thing that people don't realize on the healing journey, especially in Western culture, they get so caught up in their own healing, which is an important part of the journey, but we forget, and this is something I learned, is there is a next step in the healing journey, which is living a life of service and being of service without needing to receive something on the other side, but just truly just being as present as you can with that person is, there's not many other feelings like it.
No. One other takeaway that I'd love to share that, I learned in mine, and I definitely shared it with everybody there, was when you go through something like this, whether it's the microdosing mentorship, whether it's the self-guided microdosing mentorship, which are about to launch, or these retreats, you change. And you're going to go home, and your family, your friends, they haven't changed. And it was really important for you to prepare me for that, because you come back on fire. You're like, this is amazing. I am filled with so much love. When you talk about psilocybin is really about, peace, love, joy. That is what the mushrooms are all about, right? And you leave feeling that, but you're going to go back to the life you had before you arrived. And I thought you did a really good job of preparing us. We've changed. They have not, but they will change when they see how much you've changed. And I thought that was, for somebody who has always wanted certain individuals in my life, whether it be my husband, a child, my mother, whoever it is, you always think if they would just do this differently. And really, one of the overarching lessons all week was work on yourself, change yourself. The love that you now have that is so strong for yourself will shine, and there will be change, because they will see it. And I thought that was a really good thing that you shared with us to prepare us to go out.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what these experiences too. It's not just about, I'm just going to show up and then that's it. I go here for 3.5 days, then my life has changed and I don't have to do any other work. No, that is so far from the truth. Everyone that showed up to this experience has actually been preparing for months. We've been working together. We show up, we do the work, and then when you leave, that is truly the beginning of your life. That is the beginning of when the work begins. And it's fun work. It's not just, it's hard work, but you also, I just got a message from one of the man that attended, the one man and 11 of
who
11.
Crushed it, by the way, as the one man.
Of 12 women, held it down for us. He messaged me this morning and he said, Al, you've been telling me for so long that I need to embrace the mornings, and the mornings are so powerful, and I've always felt like I had to force it. But he goes, I didn't realize how much easier enjoying and having a morning routine would be when you wake up happy and you are excited to start your day.
Oh gosh, that makes me so happy to hear that he said that.
Yeah. You wake up, and so the work when you go home, yes, it is hard work, and it is times that are going to require the strength for you to hold strong in your new truths. But when the people around you see the changes you make, that's when your world starts to change. That's truly when your world starts to change.
You said one line, you know, it's like, it's easy, it is hard work. It's easy to keep sleeping, you know, and going about life the same. And if you want change, you have to work for it. And you say this all the time, it is not a magic pill. It is not. But
there's a lot of magic in the process.
yeah. I mean, I'm living proof. I am not somebody who had seen me since November. Meredith, who is a therapist within the Container, has known me through the whole process, knows my mom as well, obviously knows Allie and Shy. I did a sort of retreat, not quite like this, but we kind of did a test run of what things would work or not back in November, and I got a lot out of that. And she walked up to me and she just said, wow, like, it's not that she didn't want to say that you're not the same person, but I'm not the same person. Like, I'm just not. Yeah, I'm just not. I am softer. I am more intentional. I'm kinder. I was pretty kind to begin with, but it's a different kindness. And I really, really feel I'm stronger at recognizing my truth and my boundaries. I wasn't expecting that change. And that was a big one for me to recognize, is what is my truth, what matters to me. And that's the journey I go forward on, not the journey other people need me to go on. It was a big change, and that's a relatively new part of it. I mean, that was a full year, and I feel that's just now really kind of settling in.
Well, and it's a reminder too that these experiences are so powerful, and you will change and you will transform, but the healing never stops. Like, it is a continuous journey of I'm healing, and then I see that there's another area in the darkness, another shadow that I want to bring to the light. I'm going to bring that to the light, and then I'm going to live in the light for a while. Oh, there's a little more darkness. Let's bring that to the light. It is this beautiful cycle that you get to embrace and have faith that everything is always happening for you. The life isn't happening to you. It's always happening for you. And this process, it's so much that's easy to say, but it's hard to believe. And this process, every single person left that retreat believing that truth about themselves.
For sure.
So that's, I believe, the recap for the retreat. What's so exciting is it was such a powerful experience, and we've already had quite a few people that are like, when's the next one? Or people that didn't get to quite make it are really ready to step into that space. We are going to hold one more mountain medicine retreat this year. It is going to be in Sedona, Arizona, October 26th to the 29th. All the logistics of that are going to roll out by July 1st. So if this video happens to be out by then, reach out to me. If not, you should still reach out to me, because you'll be on the list of being notified for that experience, because that is not a kind of retreat that you sign up for last minute. There are weeks of preparation that we take into that. And then, so with that said, if that's something that you're interested in, if you want to have an experience like what we had just shared with you, we would love to have you be a part of this with us. It would be truly our greatest joy. We are, like I said, keep this container really small because it's a part of the community, is part of the healing. Community is part of the medicine of this experience. And so we at most are going to be taking on 10 people this time around, and we actually have about half the spots already filled up. So about 5 spots left. And so right now I want you to know that if you're sitting here thinking there's probably someone else out there that deserves one of those spots more than me, if you're watching this, it's because your soul knows that you are worth it. You are worth this kind of experience. You would not be watching this right now if you were not. Right? So if you are feeling this call to explore this opportunity, totally free, to get more information, just reach out to me at support@alliehadley.com or on Instagram at Allie_Hadley. It'll be in the bio, all the info. But I would love to connect with you and just have a conversation of, is this in alignment or not? And I'd love to have you out here with my family, both my blood, my mom, and Shy. And then we actually have 2 other new facilitators that will be joining us, who will be announced shortly. So with that said, thank you for tuning in for another episode of not just microdosing with my mom, but now we're doing a whole lot more with my mom. A whole lot more with my mom. It's been so amazing to have you all following along on her journey. There's been so many of you who have said what you've been doing has been an inspiration to them. and showing them that no matter what point in your life, no matter what stage you're in, it's never too late to change.
It's never too late.
No.
Never too, I'm 55. My mom is 75. We've both gone through this.
Mhm.
We've both changed.
Mhm.
So you're never too old or too young.
Or too young. Well, actually,
I guess you could be.
there are some ages we won't dance with yet, but
No. But it was one of the neat
Yeah.
things at the retreat is there was 24 to
60.
to 60.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And none of that, the age does not matter.
It does not matter. You see us.
A heart is a heart.
A heart is a heart, a soul is a soul, and you see the love and light in you, and that's all you see in someone else.
That's a good way to end it.
Mm-hmm. All right. With that said, much love to you all, and hopefully we will be seeing you on the other side.
Yes.